According to NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code, the telephone line for fire alarm systems should connect to a UL-listed central station, which is a UL-listed signaling service. The central station's role is to monitor the fire alarm system and dispatch emergency responders when necessary. Connecting the telephone line directly to the fire department is generally not recommended because it circumvents the central station's monitoring and dispatch capabilities. The central station offers a more dependable and effective method for ensuring a timely emergency response. In regards to smoke alarm placement, NFPA 72 specifies installation guidelines such as firstly, on the ceiling within 3 feet or 0.9 meters of the peak of an A-frame ceiling or vaulted ceiling. Secondly, on the ceiling at least 4 inches or 10 centimeters from any wall or obstruction. The stipulation that smoke alarms must be 15 feet from walls is not found in NFPA 72. However, local fire codes may introduce additional requirements that differ from NFPA 72. Always refer to your local fire codes to identify any specific rules regarding smoke alarm placement relative to walls. Smoke detectors are crucial components of a fire safety system designed to detect the presence of smoke, which is often the first sign of a fire. Understanding their proper placement and functionality is essential for ensuring effective fire detection and minimizing potential risks. When selecting smoke detectors, consider the different types available. Ionization smoke detectors are generally more responsive to fast-flaming fires, while photoelectric smoke detectors are typically more sensitive to slow, smoldering fires. Dual-sensor smoke detectors combine both technologies for comprehensive fire detection. For optimal protection, install smoke detectors on every level of your home, inside bedrooms, and outside sleeping areas. Interconnecting smoke detectors ensures that when one alarm sounds, all alarms in the house will activate, providing early warning to all occupants. Regularly test smoke detectors to verify their functionality. Press the test button on each detector to ensure the alarm sounds. Replace batteries at least once a year, or as recommended by the manufacturer. Consider using on-life batteries to minimize the frequency of battery replacements. Dust and debris can accumulate on smoke detectors, affecting their sensitivity. Clean smoke detectors regularly by vacuuming or dusting them with a soft brush. Never paint smoke detectors, as paint can block the sensors and prevent them from functioning properly. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for cleaning and maintenance. Smoke detectors have a limited lifespan and should be replaced every 10 years, or as recommended by the manufacturer. Check the expiration date on the detector and replace it when necessary. Upgrading to newer models can provide enhanced features and improved performance. Proper installation is crucial for smoke detector effectiveness. Mount smoke detectors on ceilings or high on walls as smoke rises. Avoid placing smoke detectors near windows, doors, or air vents, as drafts can interfere with their ability to detect smoke. Keep smoke detectors away from kitchens and bathrooms, where steam and cooking fumes can trigger false alarms. Be aware of the limitations of smoke detectors. They are designed to detect smoke, not fire, and may not provide adequate warning in all situations. Consider installing additional fire safety devices, such as carbon monoxide detectors and fire extinguishers, for comprehensive protection. Stay informed about fire safety practices and regulations in your area. Contact your local fire department or fire marshal for information on fire safety codes and guidelines. Participate in fire safety training programs to learn how to prevent and respond to fires. Educate family members and household occupants about fire safety procedures, including evacuation plans and meeting points. Conduct regular fire drills to ensure everyone knows what to do in the event of a fire. Keep emergency phone numbers readily accessible. Ensure that your home address is clearly visible from the street to facilitate emergency response. By understanding the requirements outlined in NFPA 72 and adhering to local fire codes, you can ensure the proper installation and maintenance of smoke detectors, enhancing fire safety and protecting lives and property. The telephone line connection to a UL-listed central station ensures that fire alarms are promptly and effectively monitored, with emergency responders dispatched as needed. Proper smoke detector placement, following the guidelines for distance from walls and ceilings, optimizes their ability to detect smoke and provide early warning of a fire. Remember to regularly inspect and test your fire alarm system and smoke detectors to ensure they are functioning properly. Replace batteries as needed and clean detectors to maintain their sensitivity. Stay informed about fire safety practices and regulations in your area to ensure the safety of yourself and others. In addition to the points already covered, there are several other important aspects to consider regarding fire alarm systems and smoke detectors. Firstly, addressable fire alarm systems offer advanced features that can enhance fire detection and response capabilities. These systems allow each device, such as smoke detectors and pull stations, to have a unique address, enabling precise identification of the location of an alarm. Addressable systems can also provide detailed information about the type of alarm and the condition of the device, facilitating efficient troubleshooting and maintenance. Secondly, wireless fire alarm systems offer flexibility and ease of installation, particularly in buildings where running wires is difficult or costly. Wireless systems use radio frequency technology to communicate between devices and the control panel, eliminating the need for extensive wiring. However, it's essential to ensure that wireless systems have a reliable signal and sufficient battery backup to maintain functionality during power outages. Thirdly, fire alarm control panels serve as the central hub of the fire alarm system, monitoring and controlling all connected devices. The control panel receives signals from smoke detectors, pull stations, and other initiating devices, and activates alarms and notification appliances such as horns and strobes. Control panels also typically have features for silencing alarms, resetting the system, and displaying system status information. Fourthly, notification appliances are essential for alerting occupants of a fire. These devices include horns, strobes, and speakers, which provide audible and visual warnings. Strobes are particularly important for individuals with hearing impairments, while speakers can be used to deliver voice messages and instructions. The placement and audibility of notification appliances should be carefully considered to ensure that all occupants can receive timely and effective warnings. Fifthly, fire alarm system maintenance is crucial for ensuring the system's reliability and effectiveness. Regular inspections, testing, and maintenance should be performed by qualified technicians to identify and address any potential issues. Maintenance activities may include testing smoke detectors, pull stations, and notification appliances, inspecting wiring and connections, and verifying the functionality of the control panel. Sixthly, false alarms can be a significant problem for fire alarm systems, causing unnecessary disruptions and potentially delaying emergency response. To minimize false alarms, it's important to properly install and maintain the system, educate occupants about the system's operation, and promptly investigate and address the causes of false alarms. Common causes of false alarms include cooking fumes, steam, dust, and insects. Seventhly, fire alarm system documentation is essential for maintaining a record of the system's design, installation, and maintenance. Documentation should include system drawings, equipment specifications, testing and inspection reports, and maintenance records. This documentation can be valuable for troubleshooting issues, planning system upgrades, and complying with regulatory requirements. Eighthly, fire alarm system codes and standards provide detailed requirements for the design, installation, and maintenance of fire alarm systems. NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code, is the primary standard for fire alarm systems in the United States. Other relevant codes and standards may include the International Building Code, the International Fire Code, and local fire codes. Ninthly, fire alarm system training is essential for ensuring that building occupants and maintenance personnel understand how to operate and maintain the system. Training should cover topics such as system operation, alarm response procedures, troubleshooting, and maintenance requirement. Regular training can help to minimize false alarms, ensure timely response to emergencies, and prolong the lifespan of the system. Tenthly, fire alarm system upgrades may be necessary to improve the system's performance, reliability, or functionality. Upgrades may include replacing outdated equipment, adding new features, or expanding the system to cover additional areas. When planning upgrades, it's important to consider the system's existing infrastructure, the building's occupancy and use, and any applicable codes and standards. In addition to these points, there are several specific types of fire alarm systems that are commonly used. Firstly, conventional fire alarm systems are the simplest type of system, with all devices connected to a central control panel using a single circuit. When a device is activated, the control panel receives a signal indicating that an alarm has occurred, but it does not provide specific information about the location of the alarm. Conventional systems are typically used in smaller buildings where precise location information is not critical. Secondly, addressable fire alarm systems, as mentioned earlier, provide detailed information about the location and type of alarm. Each device has a unique address, allowing the control panel to pinpoint the exact location of the alarm. Addressable systems are typically used in larger buildings where precise location information is essential for efficient emergency response. Thirdly, wireless fire alarm systems, also discussed previously, offer flexibility and ease of installation. These systems use radio frequency technology to communicate between devices and the control panel, eliminating the need for extensive wire. Wireless systems are particularly useful in buildings where running wires is difficult or costly. Fourthly, voice evacuation systems use speakers to deliver voice messages and instructions to building occupants during a fire. These systems can provide clear and concise information about the location of the fire, evacuation routes, and other important instructions. Voice evacuation systems are typically used in large buildings, such as hospitals and high-rise office buildings, where clear communication is essential for ensuring safe and orderly evacuation. Fifthly, high-sensitivity smoke detection systems, also known as air sampling smoke detection systems, are designed to detect very small particles of smoke, providing early warning of a fire. These systems use a network of pipes to draw air samples from different areas of the building and analyze them for the presence of smoke particles. High-sensitivity smoke detection systems are typically used in critical facilities such as data centers and clean rooms, where even a small fire can cause significant damage. When selecting a fire alarm system, it's important to consider the specific needs of the building and its occupants. Factors to consider include the size and layout of the building, the occupancy and use of the building, the level of fire risk, and the budget. It's also important to consult with qualified fire alarm system professionals to ensure that the system is properly designed, installed, and maintained. In addition to the types of fire alarm systems and their components, it's important to understand the different types of initiating devices that can trigger a fire alarm. Firstly, smoke detectors, as previously discussed, are the most common type of initiating device. They detect the presence of smoke, which is often the first sign of a fire. Secondly, heat detectors detect the presence of heat, which is another common indicator of a fire. Heat detectors are typically used in areas where smoke detectors may not be suitable, such as kitchens and garages. Thirdly, manual pull stations allow occupants to manually activate the fire alarm system. Pull stations are typically located near exits and in other easily accessible locations. Fourthly, duct detectors are installed in air ducts to detect smoke that is being circulated through the building's ventilation system. Duct detectors can help to prevent the spread of smoke and fire throughout the building. Fifthly, flame detectors detect the presence of flames, which are a direct indicator of a fire. Flame detectors are typically used in areas where there is a high risk of fire, such as industrial facilities and chemical plants. The selection of initiating devices should be based on the specific fire hazards present in a building and the need for early fire detection. It's also important to properly install and maintain initiating devices to ensure their reliability and effectiveness. In addition to the initiating devices, notification appliances, and control panel, fire alarm systems often include other components that enhance their functionality and reliability. Firstly, power supplies provide the electrical power needed to operate the fire alarm system. Power supplies should be reliable and have sufficient capacity to power all of the system's components, even during a power outage. Secondly, batteries provide backup power in the event of a power outage. Batteries should be regularly tested and replaced as needed to ensure that they are capable of providing sufficient backup power. Thirdly, annunciator panels provide a visual display of the status of the fire alarm system. Annunciator panels can be located in various locations throughout the building, such as the fire command center and near exits. Fourthly, remote monitoring systems allow the fire alarm system to be monitored remotely by a central station or other monitoring service. Remote monitoring systems can provide early notification of a fire, even when the building is unoccupied. Fifthly, fire suppression systems are designed to automatically extinguish a fire. Fire suppression systems can use a variety of agents such as water, foam, or dry chemicals to extinguish the fire. The selection of these additional components should be based on the specific needs of the building and the desire to enhance the functionality and reliability of the fire alarm system.